Good morning, everybody. This is Jack Long, the Mad Scientist, and today I have got a great little product that the manufacturer has sent to me to review and to make a short little video of it and give my thoughts of it. And what it is for is these little pucks that are for putting inside your European hinge pockets to run through an edgebander that does not have the nested feature on it. So for those of you that aren't aware what the situation is, I'll give you a little bit of background. When CNCs have started to become more popular as far as running nested, in this situation here, instead of the traditional way where we produce a door and then we would take it, edge band it, and then produce the holes after the edge banding, the nested process produces the holes for the hinge pockets while the door is on the machine and on the CNC. So what happens is then when you go to put on your edge banding and it's going through a traditional edge bander, the rollers fall inside the hole. So I have an example here. This is a Cassaday, which is part of the SCM group, and you can see here this has the nested feature on it. But there is decades worth of machines that do not have that nested feature, and a lot of machines you can add the components to it, but they're kind of expensive to purchase and have installed and tuned and everything. And if you've got one of those machines where you're kind of doing that justification cost-wise back and forth, or perhaps it's just not even an option for you, the workaround is that people will process them afterwards. But if you're making that jump, as you're growing through your company, you're making that jump, you wanted to optimize the amount of labor on your doors, so you're trying to do everything with the machines. So what happens in the nesting, I drew you out a little picture here. This is a common way of what happens. So I've drawn this, if you can imagine. I apologize. Inside the machines, it's very difficult to get a camera to show you exactly what's happening. But if you can imagine, this is my panel, and I have a hinge pocket here. What they do is they basically have a means of straddling that hole. And this is similar to the way the BSE does it, where they'll have the main rollers, and then they have a small guide roller at the beginning and a guide roller at the tail. And then on this particular machine, the Cassaday SCM, it's 3 equal size rollers, but the principle's the same. So what happens is, as those parts are going through, those 3 rollers bridge the gap. So here's the trick to them, is that the tolerances on those have to be absolutely perfect. I mean, there can't be any variances in it, because if you do, you will dip your top and bottom trimmer, you'll dip your corner rounders, you'll dip your anything that references to the surface of that, and when it does, it blemishes your millimeters. And if your millimeter is only 0.1 millimeter thick, so any deviation whatsoever shows up as a defective part. In addition to that, once you have a defective part, you can't fix it, so it causes rework. So there are workarounds to this for the people that don't have the nested feature, and a lot of times what they'll do is they'll just do it afterwards. And if that's what you want to do, hey, go ahead. There's no wrong thing about it. But if you're wanting to make that step forward, where you wanted to put it on the CNC, a company out of Australia, and I'll put their link in the video, was nice enough to send me their product. Now, I've got to say 2 things. One is this is not sponsored. They are not paying me to do this. They sent this to me and said, hey, what do you think about this? And I'm giving them a 100% honest review, because as a former operator 40 years ago and a technician of 30 plus years, I've seen just about every little bit of error that can happen from this, and I understand about the growing pains that go with it. So I got it. So, but the offset is, it's a stopgap, and it's a good stopgap. I am very impressed with it. What you have is these little pucks. This particular one happens to be orange, but they sent me a variety of them, and I've got some over in my bag that are black. But these happen to be orange, and I'm using the orange because they show up well on camera. And what they have in them is, I don't know if it's going to show up, but there's actually the dimension of the thickness of this offset that's in this. So if it's 10 millimeters, 10.5 millimeters, whatever, they've got it on their website what their thicknesses are. You order them based on what your cup depth is. Now, the example that I've got here, I just had to, again, be forthright with you folks. This customer that I'm at right now is nice enough to allow me space and time on their machines, but these pocket holes are deeper significantly than the thickness of this. So when I insert this, it's going to fall. You're going to see it. I'm not going to lie to you, because this is not professionally set up. If I really wanted to do a full-blown presentation, I'd go over the CNC and I'd have them do everything. But these guys are nice enough to give me access in their facility. And as you can tell, which is kind of unusual, this place is quiet because they're allowing me in this machine. Okay, so in this, what I have found in this is that we know that we have variances in our material thicknesses, and our CNCs are not going to compensate every single time for little variances. So what I have done in other facilities before I actually did this filming was I took a little bit of film tape or paper tape, put it on the back of this, and I was able to match this on the fly as the pieces were going. Okay, so what they do is they just go in here and you stick them down inside that little hole, and there they are. And you can see I told you the hole's a little deeper than the puck is, and then you can reach in there with your finger and pull them back out. Now I can't, because two reasons: I don't have any fingernails, and the other is I've damaged my fingertips so many years. You know, I just can't reach in and pull them out. So I have stolen their little pick here, and they just come back out. Now, like I said, I swear this works when you have two hands, but nonetheless, they do. They come back out. They come out easier. They come out easier than I'm making it look. Let's put it that way. So when you are using them, they're great, and when you're not, they have little magnets in them, and they hang on the back of your machine. And I have seen comments from my fellow technicians that's out in the virtual world where they are saying that the magnets can create problems with their sensors. I personally have not seen that, but if you have a machine that uses proximity sensors, or if you have capacitance sensors, it could be a concern. I haven't seen it personally. Okay, anyway, I just wanted to go through this with you guys. I'm heading out to the IWF. It's middle June right now, June 2026. I'm heading out to the IWF in August. If everything holds true, nobody gets sick, nothing else keeps me at home, no more family commitments, everything is heading that direction. If so, I will have these with me. They'll be in my pocket. And if we do a meet and greet somewhere there, somebody sees me there, send me a shout out. I'll be around someplace. I don't know where I'm going to be at. Probably on the machinery side of it, somewhere, walking around. If so, let me know. I'll have them with me. You can put your hands on them, feel them. They are a very nicely made product, and I think that as a stopgap measure, they're going to be very, very cost effective. Okay, like I said, link to the manufacturer down below. And as always, guys, be safe out there, wherever you PPE, and let's go make a million. You see that shit? Just as soon as I turn the camera off, it comes right out. What in the...